Okay, guys, few of you have joined, so let's start. Can you guys see my screen? Hear me well?
Yes.
Okay. So coming back to okay, people are still joining. Okay, so let's start, guys. Right. So I was saying that we our backup session is done till here. Hussein had a question about. Let me rephrase the question, Hussein. If I missed something, you can add it to that. That from where can we take the backup? I answered that we usually do not use Azure backup when it comes to storage because we use third party, and we have our reliability option also, which is LRS, ZRS, and GRS. Those are the actual synchronization, actual time synchronization. But apart from that also, if you're looking for this vault backup, but you will not see this, but hence you have asked, I will show it to you. Let me show that, and still if it is not your question is not answered, let me know. Right. So similarly, like we have a recovery service vault. If this is the method you're talking about, using this recovery vault, you will not be able to back up any storage from here. Here you can this one under storage only. There's one thing which you can back up from here, which is Azure file share. SQL Server you can back up from here. SAP HANA you can back up from here, and virtual machine. So if you want to back up a particular storage account, so you will have to do is go to the storage account first. I think we have seen this option, but I'm not sure if we discussed the backup in detail, because I remember somebody asking me that question about retention. Naved has asked. Uh, so here this was the question. So here the first point we discussed soft delete and everything, right? Do you guys remember all these options? Yes, guys, do you remember
Yes,
these
yes.
options? Okay, so in here only the first option, if you see, enable the operational backup with Azure backup. If you check this, now it's the same thing. You're not going to see a vault here. You'll have to create a vault because I do not already have a vault, and that vault that you cannot use here. So you'll have to create a vault here. Okay. Again, you have to select a resource group. Same thing, geo redundant, locally redundant, whatever you want to your backup to be. Okay. Create, restore point, and then this is, and simply you just have to save and start. Simple. I mean, exactly same as your virtual machine. Is it clear? So it is under data protection, enable operational backup with Azure backup, but you cannot use the same vault. And most of the time, even if someone is using, you will not see this as a manual task. Most of the time you'll see this will be done via a code, infrastructure as a code. So you won't have to do that manually. But yes, that option is there. It is under a storage account. You have to go to data management, you have to go to data protection, and from here you can enable it. And then similarly, policies, etc., whatever policy you want to create, it is as good as this one, uh, virtual machine. But obviously a bit of differences will be there. ठीक है, the retention in days, for how many days do I want to keep it? Minimum days होगा कुछ देखते हैं. If it is not there, maybe I can keep it for 1 day also. So this is how you do it. Is it clear, Hussein? Do you have any other question related to this?
No, sir. Clear.
Yes, guys. Anyone else? Good question though. At least you are thinking out of the box. Yes, guys. Anyone else? Though I'm not gonna do this backup now. It doesn't. We are not going to do it. Is बहुत ही simple है. I mean, if you have learned this backup, उसके बाद ये कुछ भी नहीं है. बहुत ही simple है. But mostly you will not see this in progress. So जो लाइव एनवायरनमेंट वगैरह में ये नहीं दिखेगा आपको. वहां पर मैक्सिमम वेरिटास वगैरह के जो है थर्ड पार्टी बैकअप सोल्यूशन दिखेंगे व्हेन इट कम्स टू स्टोरेज. स्टोरेज के काफी हैवी बैकअप होते हैं. वर्चुअल मशीन इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. वर्चुअल मशीन 100-200 जीबी, 400-500 जीबी, यहाँ पे टेराबाइट और पेटाबाइट में डेटा होता है. सो दे यूज सम डेडिकेटेड सर्विस, जो नेट बैकअप वगैरह है ना, वैसा कुछ यूज करते हैं. बट ये स्टिल ऑप्शन, Azure हैज एन ऑप्शन. if you want to say it. Yes guys, anyone else? कोई और question है किसी का related to backup? If not, so let's move to ASR. So under backup, we saw that under a recovery service vault, there's a backup, there's a site recovery. Under backup, what all options are there? We saw यहाँ पे आपको backup के options दिखेंगे. You can get started from here. You can add machines. Here you can check the backup policies. We just discussed the backup policy, how to read it, how to create it. We have already seen it in last session. Backup infrastructure, I told you guys, we will use this when we want to backup external machines. External as in anything which is out of Azure, right? So it could be in your AWS, it could be in GPS, it could GCP, I mean, it could be in GCP, or it could be in your on-prem servers, right? So anything that you can see here, backup infrastructure. Using backup infrastructure, you get one agent. You simply have to start that agent, install that agent on your machine, and you will be able to back up your machine simply. So you can start it from here, let's say on-prem. Where is it coming from? Are those machine on Hyper-V? Are those machine on virtual VMware? Is it, are you just trying to take a backup of files and folders? This also you can do, right? Is it a bare metal recovery, system state recovery? Now what all this, it's I have never seen anyone asking these questions, but for your information, if you want, just go ahead and read once that what is a bare metal. It is there in my OneNote also. What is there? What is the bare metal recovery? What is the system state? Because ये आपका काम नहीं है, इसके लिए dedicated recovery और backup team होता है. But you should know how to configure it. If someone tells you that there are 10 machines on my on-prem and I want system state backup of those 10 machines, you don't have to worry कि system state और bare metal में difference क्या है. What all can I recover after if I do the system state, or what is the difference between bare metal, which is which will give me more redundancy. You don't have to worry about it. What you have to worry about it, first thing, you should know whether we have that function or not in Azure. So if there is no bare metal, you can simply say there is no bare metal recovery available. But if it is there, where is it? So under backup, you'll have to select on premises. Here you can select, mostly you will see system state backup. And if it is coming from virtual machines, you'll see VM. Okay, you prepare this, then you get a software. You have to download this software on that particular machine where you want to which machine you want to be backed up. And if it is in a VM or something, vCenter, where you want to back up multiple machines, then you will have to install this in your vCenter or Hyper-V. उससे आपके जो भी 10, 12, 15 जितने भी machines होंगे, all of those machines will be backed up here. Is it clear, guys? Is this yes, no, maybe? Is this clear, the backup infrastructure? Yeah, Amit, Faisal, Murtaza, Neha, Nitesh, is it clear? Yusuf,
Yes, sir.
what is the difference
Yes, sir.
between this backup and backup infrastructure? The moment you hear a word infrastructure, आप समझ लेना that this is out of Azure. It could be AWS, GCP or on-prem. Most of the time on-prem, क्योंकि AWS और GCP के अपने ही backup policies काफी अच्छे होते हैं. Not saying कि Azure के बुरे हैं, उनके अच्छे या उनके अच्छे Azure के बुरे हैं, but एक इकोसिस्टम होता है. So you will hardly see a client, I have never seen, जो AWS का बैकअप Azure पे ले रहा हो या Azure का बैकअप AWS पे ले रहा हो या GCP का Azure पे, Azure का GCP पे क्रॉस कनेक्शन. You will not see that. तो मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द टाइम क्या होता है, Azure का Azure पे होगा या ऑन प्रेम का Azure पे होगा. AWS GCP पे भी होता है, बट वी आर नॉट डिस्कसिंग दैट हियर. सो Azure का Azure पे हो रहा है नॉर्मल बैकअप, ऑन प्रेम का Azure पे हो रहा है बैकअप इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर. सिमिलरली रिकवरी आपका जो है ना, रेप्लिकेशन Azure साइट रिकवरी. व्हेन आई से इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर, ये इसका मतलब हुआ कि आपके जो ऑन प्रेम से आ रहे हैं ना सर्वर्स, उनका रेप्लिकेशन यहाँ पर हो रहा है. वन रेप्लिकेशन इज सिंपली व्हाट सर्वर्स यू हैव इन योर एनवायरनमेंट, एक वो है. एंड द सेकंड वन व्हिच इज कमिंग फ्रॉम ऑन प्रेम. सो विल डिस्कस दैट फर्स्ट. लेट अस सी क्या है साइट रिकवरी. बट डिड यू गेट दीज ऑप्शंस के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का मतलब क्या है? एंड आई होप यू गाइस गॉट इट. द बैकअप जॉब्स, यहाँ पर आपको सारे बैकअप कितने हो रहे हैं वो दिखेंगे. रिस्टोर वगैरह कुछ चल रहा है तो वो दिखेगा. एंड सिमिलरली साइट रिकवरी जॉब्स यू विल सी. Backup alerts, you can configure that if the backup is done, there should be an alert. इस तरह से कुछ जो है आप इसको यहाँ पर configure कर सकते हो. But you will require the exchange environment also, जहाँ पे आपका email वगैरह ये होना चाहिए. If let's see if it allows the external email. Okay. So जिस भी तरह का alert आता है, warning आता है, so I should get an alert on my email. I can do this, or maybe on hourly basis I can do that. कि आपका ये इस मशीन का और इस चंक का बैकअप शुरू हो गया है. It has been done. It has stuck. There is some error. Anything and everything. And mostly किसका email address होगा यहाँ पर? What do you think, guys? Whose email address will be there? Will it be someone personal email address, someone's official email address, some team's email address? Which email address will it be here?
Owner.
No. Why would, see, guys, owner, the name itself says he's the owner. Don't expect an owner. Owner will be your VP or someone. Don't expect him to even come and work on your portal. He's just there for the sake of it, namesake. He's the owner, but you're the contributor. You have to work. You have to do everything. But no owner, no contributor. Not a single. किसी एक person का नहीं आएगा यहाँ पर. It will be always a DL, a distribution list of your team. जो भी support team होता है ना, उस support team का DL यहाँ पर होता है. I hope all of you know what is a DL, right? Anyone who doesn't know what is a DL? Yes, guys. Anyone who doesn't know what is a DL? A distribution list. Please don't hesitate, guys. Let me know. If you don't know, I'll explain it quickly. Otherwise, I'll move ahead. So I presume all of you know what is a DL is, right? A DL could be anything. Let's say that I have Azure support, I have Windows support, I have Linux support, everything. So anything which comes to this related task, I'm expecting that email should hit to this one, Azure support at UT-Kloud.in. Who's accessing this mailbox? This is a DL, a distribution list. The whole team uses this mailbox. Maybe they cannot reply. Sometimes they can reply also, but maybe they cannot reply, but they can see the email. So whoever is available in that shift, it is that person's responsibility, his or her responsibility, to check the email which are coming to that DL and work accordingly. So if there is there's a limit, or there's an alert or something on that email, so that person who is in the shift, it's his or her responsibility that they should go ahead and check and work accordingly. So normally you will see here as a DL, a distribution list. Okay. So this section is completed, guys. We don't have anything else here to discuss other than site recovery, which is a major topic. So just wanted to finish small topics before we move there. And reports, I hope all of you understand what is a report, right? The complete detailed report. कितनी बार backup हुआ, क्या errors थे, कितनी बार restore किया, whatever you guys have done it or whatever you are planning to do, वो सब इसके ऊपर base होता है. Based on your report, you will see कि यार हाँ अच्छे से backup चल रहा है, so let's continue that. या फिर देख रहे हो कि backup में काफी errors आ रहे हैं, so let's do the RCA. बहुत कुछ depend होता है on this backup report. Okay. Is it clear, guys, to everyone? You can see the complete details here, summary and backup instances and usage and jobs which are running, policies which are being applied, everything, policy adherence report, and everything you will see here. So now let's move to Azure site recovery. Giving you 30 seconds, guys, before we move to site recovery. Let me know if you have any questions to backup, related to backup. Hussein, Murtaza, Yusuf bhai, Amit. Anyone has any question, guys? Okay, so let's move ahead. Now the difference between backup and replication. I explained it on the day one. I hope you guys remember it. Can anyone tell me what is the difference between backup and site recovery with example. Yes, guys. What is backup? Can someone tell me what is backup? Sonam, what is backup? I can't hear you, Sonam. Are you talking? Yusuf bhai, what is backup? Yusuf bhai, can you hear me? I think his
Yes, sir.
mic is connected. Yes, Yusuf bhai. What is backup?
Backup means we can take our data for to prevent accident. Means if any uh, anything happen with our data, means accidentally delete, we can we can restore that.
Okay. What if there's a virus in my data? Will backup be useful for me?
No.
Okay. I see. I'm sure Yusuf bhai has very good understanding. He has been doing practical and everything. But when it comes to explaining, it is not at all satisfactory explanation of a backup. And if you guys cannot explain backup, uh, don't expect an interviewer to, clear you for the next round. I'm telling you guys, I understand that your concepts are clear, but interviewer is not going to put a camera in your head and then look it for himself. He's not going to do that, he or she. You need to know how to explain it. You know it, it's good, but you need to express it. That is the only way they can evaluate you. They cannot give you a portal care chalo aap backup karke bata. I'm sure you guys will do it, but that is not how it is going to happen. They will ask, you will have to say. That's the only method we have as of now, right? So please guys do work on that. Yes, Salman, that is the correct answer. Salman, would you like to answer what is a backup with definition?
Sure, bhai. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes. So basically, backup is a process of creating a copy or duplicate file of your original data.
Okay, that's good. But just make sure, guys, that you mention that it is an isolated copy. So if something goes wrong to my original data, it is my isolated copy. It's not impacted. My backup was taken at let's say now uh, 12 p.m. and now something goes wrong. If I download something here, a movie or some software, and a virus hit to my current data, it is not going to tamper or it is not going to hamper the actual data backup data which was taken at 12 p.m. because now that is an isolated copy, right? Who can explain what is replication? Neha? Neha, can't hear you. Are you speaking?
Yes, sorry.
Yes.
Um,
What is replication?
Replication is copying the data from one server to the other.
Okay. Could you elaborate more?
Or the same data.
Hmm.
Silpai, can
Okay.
I try?
Yeah, same thing. Yusuf, I see same thing happened with Neha. I'm sure she knows what is it, what she's trying to say. I understood it because I have been working with you guys. I understood it. Interviewer is not gonna put some efforts to understand what she's trying to say. That is correct, but I'm not getting the proper answer with jargons. Yes, Yusuf, you can try.
Replication is a secondary or live copy of your original data.
Yes,
It
and
is
that is
not.
not an
It
isolated
is not
copy.
isolated.
Yeah, that is not an isolated copy. If something goes wrong to my current data, within 5 minutes it will be replicated. Let's say there is a there is some virus or some ransomware on my current data, it will be replicated within 5 minutes to my secondary copy of the data also. It is a real-time synchronization. Is it clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. So now let's go ahead and talk about this. How to start. It's almost similar to backup. बहुत सारी चीजें आपको same दिखेगी इसमें. So this will be done very quickly. I hope we are able to finish it in this session and then we can start migration. One thing, guys, ASR, it's very important and very powerful tool. After this, immediately we'll be discussing migration. Why? These are two interconnected. For migration, we use Azure Migrate tool, but that is just a phase. At the back end, technology which is being used, it is still being used, is site recovery, ASR, Azure Site Recovery. And when I started Azure, I have done migration using site recovery. We didn't even have anything named Azure Migrate tool. So I have done it using site recovery. And now we have Azure Migrate tool, but that is just a phase, a UI. Backend में use फिर से होता है आपका Azure Site Recovery. So one question I have before even I get here, so I have already answered it. Just want to see your understanding here. Can I synchronize a PC which is there on my on-prem and I want to synchronize that on Azure? Is it possible? Yes, 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 no, maybe.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it will be.
Yeah, you can backup also and you can synchronize also. क्यों होता है ये use? Why do we use that? It can be used as your secondary data. It can be used as your DR, which is disaster recovery. It can be used as your high availability HA. Let's say that my one application is completely running on on-prem. I do not want to use cloud or nothing. I'm happy with whatever it is happening. But here I just want one backup solution, not literally backup, let's say a replication solution. Okay. बैकअप वगैरह तो चल रहा है, मुझको एक रेप्लिकेशन चाहिए कि अगर कुछ डेटा कुछ हो जाए मेरे ऑन प्रेम वाले सर्वर पे, सो आई शुड हैव एग्जैक्ट कॉपी, सो दैट आई कैन डू माय इन माय ओन ऑन प्रेम पे भी कर सकता हूं मैं, माय ओन एनवायरनमेंट ऑन प्रेम, आई कैन डू दैट हियर there, or I can do that on cloud, that my primary application and everything should run on my on-prem infrastructure, but the replication copy is being updated continuously on cloud. So if something goes wrong to my on-prem, I'll simply change the DNS settings and everything, and my application will be up and running from cloud end. Is it clear that why do we use ASR? Let's say that this is your machine. It's an on-prem machine. Okay, and guys, I have told you this at the beginning also, right? Again, repeating myself. This is just for an example. I'm taking one machine. Whenever we say this one machine, imagine we have hundreds of machine here. एक के लिए imagine करना बहुत easy होता है, and we say यार why are we doing this for one machine? But when I say there's a one machine, which means here we have complete infrastructure, multiple machines, databases and everything, सब कुछ है यहाँ पर. Okay, this is my on-prem machine or on-prem environment. Everything is working fine. It's good. But what I want is a disaster recovery solution, that if something goes wrong to my on-prem data center, what will happen? So there are two options. In legacy option, what they used to do, इसकी थोड़ी पे दूरी पे एक और data center रखते थे और same चीज़ replication करते थे. Let's say that I have a data center in Hinjawadi. I will have another data center maybe in Hadapsar or somewhere, and I will sync the data. Right? This is I'm talking about on-prem, or maybe in Mumbai. One is in Hinjawadi, next one is in Mumbai, and I'm syncing the data. So if something goes wrong here, I can get my services from here. Is it clear till here, guys? This is on-prem. But now in cloud, what option do I have? That you can keep running your application on-prem. Only the secondary data which you're talking about, which you want to create on another data center, and just to keep a copy, if you have to rent some data center or take another data, create another data center, it's a costliest for you. Right? So what am I offering you as an Azure? What is Azure offering you? That why don't you take the backup here on Azure? You don't have to pay anything extra for rack or nothing, just the minimal fees what you're for your data, what you're saving. So if something goes wrong here, we have a live backup here. Okay, now let's say that the hardware of this machine is blown, or it has catch fire, or something has done, but this is not working. For some reason it is not working. So if it is not working, you have your live data here. What you simply have to do is just route the traffic. Instead of this, route the traffic to the cloud directly, and you have your application up and running. Is it clear, guys? Did you understand this? Is
Like,
yes, no, maybe?
so is it like a failover, like we did in storage account?
Hi, definitely exactly like this. In fact, we'll have a failover here also, and you will see similar screens also. Exactly like failover. You will have the same terms
Okay.
and you will see the same screen. जैसे आपने को स्टोरेज अकाउंट में देखा था ना, exactly वही कॉन्सेप्ट है. स्क्रीन भी वैसे ही दिखेगी. when we do it now, you will see it, और टर्म भी वही यूज होगा, failover ही यूज होगा. Yes guys, are you getting it? Only the difference is Azure पे दोनों भी स्टोरेज जो थे आपके कहां पर थे? Azure पे ही थे. In this one, this is on-prem and this is on cloud.
सुहेल भाई,
Yes,
व्हाट अबाउट द डाउन टाइम? इसमें ज्यादा रहेगा या उतना ही रहेगा या फिर नहीं
that
रहेगा?
definitely downtime होगा. This one you are using when your application is already down. इसकी वजह से कोई डाउन टाइम नहीं हो रहा है. Because the application is down, तब आप इसको यूज कर रहे हो. ऑन प्रेम वाले फीचर की बात कर रहा हूं मैं फिलहाल. और जब Azure to Azure देखेंगे हम लोग, तब भी वैसे ही होगा. कंटिन्यूस मैं सिंक कर रहा हूँ, राइट? सिंकिंग की वजह से कोई डाउन टाइम नहीं है. और इसको मैं अपने शौक से नहीं यूज कर रहा हूँ. Being an Azure team, I am not saying client to use it. I am not asking you to use it just because I am saying it, or downtime aa raha hai, so you are questioning the infrastructure team. No, that is not the case. When am I saying to use it? When this one has down, इसमें कुछ हो गया, यहाँ पर कुछ इश्यू आ गया, आपका ये चला गया, then I'm telling you कि ये वैसे भी आपका 10 घंटे बंद होगा, इससे अच्छा आप फेल ओवर करके 2 घंटे में यहाँ से शुरू कर लो. But downtime has definitely, it will be there. But instead of 10 hours, now you will have 2 hours downtime. Let's say ये जो सर्वर है ना, इसका रैम उड़ गया, कंप्लीटली इसका रैम जो है उड़ गया, मदरबोर्ड उड़ गया. Now you will contact the Dell hardware and they will say, okay, we are sending an engineer. उनका engineer आएगा, check करेगा, warranty check होगी, everything will be. They will come back with the new hardware. They will replace it if it is in warranty. If not, bill generate होगा. I mean, can you imagine कितना time होगा उसमें? Minimum one day लग जाता है, 24 hours लग ही जाते हैं definitely. Right? By the time you realize, जैसे application बंद होता है, you suddenly don't know कि server का motherboard fail हुआ है. You'll go ahead and start checking everything. आप हर चीज को अच्छे से चेक करने लग जाओगे. Right? And later on you will come to know कि सर्वर का मदरबोर्ड फेल हुआ है, हार्डवेयर इशू है. वो डायग्नोस करने में आपको 6 hours लग जाएंगे. एंड देन यू विल रेज इट. इफ इट इज अ डेल सर्वर, इफ इट इज एन एचपी सर्वर, अकॉर्डिंगली यू विल रेज इट विद द वेंडर कि भाई आपसे हमने पिछले 6 महीने में एक सर्वर परचेज किया था, उसका मदरबोर्ड उड़ गया. दे विल सेंड देयर इंजीनियर, दे विल चेक वेदर इट इज बिकॉज ऑफ योर फॉल्ट, योर प्रॉब्लम, वोल्टेज का इशू था, जो कुछ था. इफ एवरीथिंग गोज फाइन, दे विल अग्री टू पे और रिप्लेस इट. इफ नॉट, दे विल से नहीं आपका इशू था, वी विल रिप्लेस इट बट यू विल बी बिल्ड. उस पे काफी जो है मेल ईमेल से ये होगा, ईमेल ट्रेल चलेगा एक लंबा चौड़ा बिटवीन यू पीपल एंड डेल वगैरह के बीच में, राइट? वो सब में काफी टाइम लग जाता है. एंड देन इट इज एक्सपेक्टेड कि 24 to 36 आवर्स में वो नया पार्ट आके लग जाएगा. एंड देन उसके बाद सबसे मेजर चीज है पार्ट अवेलेबिलिटी. लेट्स से डेल ने अग्री भी कर लिया कि ठीक है, इट इज आवर फॉल्ट एंड एवरीथिंग इज फाइन, बट वी डू नॉट हैव दैट पार्ट अवेलेबल हियर. इवन वी विल हैव टू आस्क आवर हेडक्वार्टर टू सेंड इट. तो 48 आवर्स लग गए. नाउ यू गेटिंग द पॉइंट? डाउन टाइम इज ऑलरेडी देयर. डाउन टाइम कम करने का काम आप यहाँ पे कर रहे हो. डाउन टाइम इसलिए नहीं बन रहा है क्योंकि आपने रेप्लिकेशन कर रखा है. डाउन टाइम हो रहा है, आपका रेप्लिकेशन जो है आपका डाउन टाइम बचा रहा है. इज इट क्लियर? whoever asked the question, was it Faisal? No, who was that? Who asked the question, guys?
सलमान.
Salman bhai. Yeah, so is it clear, Salman bhai?
यस भाई.
Okay.
यस.
Now इसमें ASR में बहुत फीचर्स हो गए. आई एम कमिंग टू क्लाउड. मेन हम क्लाउड टू क्लाउड भी ASR ही देखेंगे. आई विल टेल यू why have I started from this, because this is directly connected with your migration. So I want to build that foundation from here. Migration का foundation हम अभी से शुरू कर रहे हैं. Now tell me one thing, guys. ये जो हमने किया, पहले मेरे सर्विस चल रहा था ऑन प्रिम पे. ओके, यहाँ पर कोई फ्लड आ गया या मे बी सर्वर का मदरबोर्ड उड़ गया, कुछ भी हो गया, फॉर सम रीजन नाउ माय सर्विस इज रनिंग फ्रॉम क्लाउड. Okay, is it clear till here? कि डाउन होने के बाद मैंने अपनी सर्विसेज अप कर ली क्लाउड पे, एंड नाउ ऑल माय सर्विसेज आर बीइंग एक्सेस्ड ऑन क्लाउड. इज इट क्लियर टू एवरीवन टिल हियर?
Yes, Sohail bhai.
Yes.
Now what is migration according to you? Not asking any technical definition, nothing. Migration का क्या मतलब होता है? Or forget the technical, not even Azure, not even technical term, layman term में what is migration? Dictionary meaning. Yes, what is migration? Anyone guys? Migration, not talking about the
It is.
technical definition, dictionary
Can
meaning, the
I?
English. Yeah, please.
Migration is the process to transferring or moving anything from one place to another place.
Exactly. किसी भी चीज का माइग्रेशन, इंसानों का भी माइग्रेशन होता है, वही होता है इमिग्रेशन, माइग्रेशन, the same thing, that you're migrating from one place to another place. Either you are migrating or some things are migrating. That is your migration. So if this is not migration, then what is? What do you think it is? ये भी एक तरह का आपका माइग्रेशन ही हुआ है जो आपने किया यहाँ से. This is also migration. और माइग्रेशन एग्जैक्टली इसी तरह काम करता है. बस यहाँ पर ASR का डिफरेंस ये है that you're not doing it with a plan. ये प्लान करके नहीं कर रहे हो, ये आप करोगे जब किसी तरह का डिजास्टर रिकवरी होगा ना, दैट टाइम यू आर डूइंग इट फ्रॉम ऑन प्रीम टू क्लाउड. क्लाउड टू क्लाउड भी होता है, क्लाउड टू क्लाउड भी जब रीजन डाउन होगा, विल सी दैट. बट व्हेन यू डूइंग इट फ्रॉम ऑन प्रीम टू क्लाउड, तो दिस इज योर, because something happened, something went wrong to your data center, and that time you brought up services in cloud. But in a way this is also migration. But when we go to actual migration, यही चीज हम प्लान करके करेंगे और तब डाउन टाइम नहीं होगा. I'll show it to you when we do the migration. That time I'll show it to you कि मिनिमम डाउन टाइम कैसे होगा. एक छोटा सा डाउन टाइम वहां पर भी होगा, ठीक है, बट एकदम मिनिमम डाउन टाइम होता है वहां पर. और यहाँ पर भी बहुत ज्यादा डाउन टाइम नहीं होगा. सी, बिकॉज एवरीथिंग इज रेप्लिकेटेड हियर. जितना डेटा यहाँ पर बन रहा है यहाँ पर रेप्लिकेट हो रहा है 5 या 6 मिनट के गैप से, राइट? तो जैसे ये डाउन होता है, यू सिंपली हैव टू डू व्हाट यू हैव टू डू कि आपकी जो सर्विसेज यहाँ पर रिडायरेक्ट हो रही थी ना, सर्विसेज, यू जस्ट हैव टू मेक सम चेंजेस इन योर डीएनएस और समथिंग कि वो सर्विस यहाँ पर रिडायरेक्ट हो जाए, यहाँ पर रिडायरेक्ट हो जाए. सो ये जो 10 मिनट का डाउन टाइम था, बस उतना ही है. जो 5 मिनट का डेटा लॉस हुआ और 10 मिनट का डाउन टाइम, दैट्स इट. एंड योर सर्विसेज विल बी अप एंड रनिंग फ्रॉम हियर. इज इट क्लियर गाइस टू एवरीवन? in this case, small case I'm talking about, real time में टाइम लग जाता है, फेल ओवर करने में भी टाइम लगता है. But is it clear
But
to everyone? Yes.
hello, Sohail bhai.
Hmm.
But migration मतलब complete आपने move कर दिया ना, मतलब on prem अब वो आपको मतलब close ही करना है
That
और
is up
आपको
to you.
पूरा
माइग्रेशन में भी,
cloud
see,
पे.
माइग्रेशन में भी एग्जैक्टली ऐसा ही होगा. ये जस्ट बिकॉज यू आर माइग्रेटिंग ना, इसका मतलब ये लिटरली ये फिजिकल मशीन्स उड़ के यहाँ से वहां नहीं चले जाएगी, राइट? और ये ना कोई अपने फिजिकल मशीन अज्योर वाले आपकी ये वाली मशीन उठाकर नहीं ले जाएंगे. एग्जैक्टली यही होगा. टेक्नोलॉजी भी ASR ही यूज होगी उसके पीछे. यू विल हैव अ कॉपी हियर और आपका डेटा यहाँ से चालू हो गया, राइट? आपका एप्लीकेशन यहाँ से चालू हो गया, योर माइग्रेशन इज डन. अब इसके साथ क्या करना है, इट्स अप टू यू. आप उसको 1 महीना रखना चाहते हो कि भाई मुझको क्लाउड पसंद नहीं आया तो आई गो बैक टू दैट. आप उसको, यू वांट टू डिलीट इट, यू वांट टू थ्रो इट, व्हाटएवर यू वांट टू डू इट, बट प्रोसेस एग्जैक्टली यही होगा. इस
Okay.
केस में मे बी दे विल कम बैक टू दिस वन, इसको रिपेयर वगैरह करके दे विल फेल बैक, इस पे आ जाएंगे वापस एंड अगेन उसको यूज करेंगे, बट प्रोसेस एग्जैक्टली सेम होगा. Yes guys, clear to everyone that how ASR and migrations are related? 4 minutes are left, so I'm not starting the migration ka practical, ASR का practical. So if you guys have any questions, please ask. अब ये तो मैंने जो है ना आपको बस ये बता दिया, एक ऑन प्रेम वाला बताया, बट इट्स नॉट दी ओनली ऑन प्रेम. मेजर इसका रोल तो है आपके अज्योर पे ही. अज्योर में मेरा एक पूरा जो है साइट चल रहा है, वर्चुअल मशीन वगैरह चल रहा है मेरा ईस्ट यूएस में, एंड आई वांट टू रेप्लिकेट दैट समवेयर. स्टोरेज में था, याद है? Do you guys remember we had in storage? Then I want to replicate the storage account. Yes guys, yes, no, maybe. If I have a storage account in East US, and if I do the replication, where will it be replicated, guys? Can I select the region, or is it some specific region where it will be replicated?
Paired region.
Yes, whichever the paired region is. In this case, I think it was West US. Or East US. Yeah, it was West US. Can you see? But I did not have an option कि कहाँ पे sync करना है. But in this case, that is not the case. In this scenario, that is not the case. अगर मेरी machine है East US पे, I can decide wherever I want to replicate that. Obviously उसमें एक दो छोटे मोटे conditions हो गए. That if this has availability zone, यहाँ पर भी कोई availability zone वाला ही आप select करो. But other than that, there is no restriction. It is in East US, I can sync it to India. I can do that. It's sensible. It's not at all a sensible decision. इतना long bandwidth का कोई synchronization नहीं करता. But I'm telling you, it is possible. That is your ASR. So if something goes wrong to my East US region, I can have my services up and running from Central India region. Ignore the spelling mistakes if there are any. Okay, so this is being synced continuously. Similarly, अब जो यहाँ पर मैंने on prem बताया था ना, उसके बजाय यहाँ पर आप इसमें Azure में हो. Forget the migration now. Migration पे हम फिर से आएंगे, फिर से scratch से करने वाले. Okay, so this is being continuously synced here. And if something goes wrong here to this one, I will have my services up and running from here. My direct users will be redirected to this one. So this is your ASR. Is it clear, guys, to everyone? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe, any doubt, any question? Okay, I'll take that as a yes. And we'll start the actual practical, that how do we do the site recovery? Okay, how do we enable replication, the manage replication and everything? We'll see that in next session. We have only 1 minute is left. I'm not going to start it now, but from here, yes, you can start. You can enable replication from here. This is how it looks. If you do it from here, it's okay. You can do it from here also, or you can go to that particular machine and you can do it from the machine also. Below backup, you have disaster recovery. Okay, guys, when this finishes, we'll take a break of 5 minutes and we'll join at 4 o'clock.